Sup, you chuckle fucks, it's your boy Dark Raccoon here with What If Issei was a vessel to the elite Sternritters? Part 2 of this What If. Other than that, let me begin into this What If. Let me shut the fuck up. And yeah. Pretty much I'm gonna just do this What If. Other than that, let me begin, but yeah. So we begin into mostly where I last left it off. And that will be mostly in school. This is where we go into Issei right now. Issei is right now going to mostly his class. Well, the class that he got assigned to. When Issei gets to this supposed class that he needs to go to, he is not really happy or ready, or just in general doesn't even want to be here entirely. The reason why he's even here is because mostly of bullshit. But yeah. Mostly bullshit from the school and other things, but yeah. But of course, we go from mostly the whole mostly thing that Issei is complaining towards mostly Jogram, because Jogram is the person inside him, mostly as helping him in some situations. But of course, he's just angry and frustrated from just being here already. He can already feel the double presence. He can also feel mostly, some other presence that seem familiar, but not too familiar to him. But of course, we go into mostly him kind of getting from mostly, to class. But yeah, we go into mostly him kind of getting to class, and of course, the teacher does kind of let him in. Of course, this is where he introduces himself towards to be Issei Hyoto. Now, of course, not many students know who exactly Issei Hyoto is, because in this one, Issei kind of was supposedly... He's only a first year, I should mention. He kind of just had to be forcibly transferred to the school for some fucking reason. And he couldn't be transferred to another one, because even though there's another school that he can go to, and yeah, he can drive there, but he couldn't, because this fucking state of Mosikuwa just was being bullshit. It was probably because of the devils that was actually in the whole freaking thing of the state. But yeah, of course he killed a devil, but he didn't care too much. But we go into mostly a time skip for mostly this situation. This whole day was completely annoying. The girls wouldn't shut up. The guys were also annoying because they actually were mostly horn dogs. Two guys by the name of Murahama and Matsuda would literally not shut the fuck up. They were literally the most annoying people that Issei has ever fucking met. They were basically two horn dogs to the fucking max level of like 10. Or not max level of 10, like to the power of 10. Just, they would not shut up. Issei was so close to just turning their fucking bodies into literally glass and then pushing them off stairs to kill them. He was so fucking close if Jogram didn't stop him. Jogram knew what exactly Issei was thinking about, and it was using his ability of, the visionary from mostly Grimmy, to right now put both of these motherfuckers' bodies into literally glass and then pushing them off the stairs because they were walking next to Issei. Like, Issei was so close to just murder these two. This is where, we then go into a time skip. A time skip of mostly Issei getting through mostly his 7th hour, and of course everything was fine. No one actually bothered him in 7th hour, which it was fucking a relief. This is where he then thinks about it. He does know that mostly causing murder or hurting people in school will actually allow him to get kicked out. This is where, he doesn't know how the devils react when he does something crazy. Jogram told him not to do it because even though the idea sounds great for Issei's mind, it doesn't sound that great because Issei might go to jail. And that's where, Issei says that if they can actually stop me, I'm not going to jail anytime soon. So while mostly Issei gets to our 7th hour and of course just realize there's no one really needing to deal with anything, mostly we go into a time skip of him getting out of school entirely. When he gets out of school, he kind of just tries to go home, but of course can sense literally someone spying on him. He sighs and decides to keep walking away. It seems like a little girl is spying on him, but he already knows what it is. It's none other than a fucking devil. He decides to use mostly imagination for almost the visionary to kind of, well, turn the person's body into literally glass. Why? Well, because for one fucking reason. He's gonna snipe the bitch when he gets away from her. This is where, well, mostly Issei starts running off, like, mostly look like he's jogging, but it looks like the fucking thing keeps, like, keeping a good track on him. He might have to kill it sooner or later, but this is where, well, he's trying to kind of get away from it, but this is where, well, it seems like it won't, like, leave him alone. He then sighs and decides to kind of, well, wait into an alleyway and wait until most of the thing appears. This is where, well, the thing never appears because it seems to keep a very distance away from him, and then actually goes into the alleyway with him. He then sighs. This is where he realizes the thing is really annoying, in his opinion, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly he doesn't know what entirely it is. It feels like a devil, and it at the same time feels like probably a fallen angel, probably. Well, it's not a fallen angel, feels like something else, but he can't really tell too much, and doesn't care too much either. This is where, well, Little Barrier kind of says, Little Barrier kind of says, just use the accents to kind of, well, snipe the bitch already. This is where, well, Issei then thinks about it and says, you're right. He pulls out the sniper already from the imagination, and this is where, well, he then shoots it. Shoots a bullet straight towards, well, the person that was spying on Issei for a second. This is where, well, they were basically in contact with mostly their master before they just got shot in the, like, near the chest. This is where they coughed up blood and fell down to the ground. The person they were contacting basically got worried because they felt like, or they didn't feel, they mostly could tell that the person on the other side was hurt. Yes, it's none other Koniko, and she was actually hurt in an instant from mostly Issei, but yeah. But of course, with mostly Koniko getting shot down, this is where, well, she was trying to get back up, but she couldn't. This is where, well, a red magic circle appeared next to her and trying to kind of see what exactly happened. She realized that mostly Koniko got shot down, but she doesn't know by whom. Of course, this is where Issei saw this and decided to ignore it entirely. Find out that, well, one of the red-haired girl that he has seen before, mostly a second year in the school, is a devil. And she's probably from the Gremory family, from the mostly magic circle. He would have killed her right now, but truly, he doesn't know exactly in what her intentions are. Because, well, he really doesn't know anything about why or any reason why he has to go to the school exactly. All he knows is that, well, if those devils do anything to try to put him into their barrage, they're going to fucking die. Because he doesn't care. He's a fucking menace half the time. But yeah, and there's no way to kill him. But yeah, not the point. But we go into mostly a time skip later on. We go into mostly, well, a time skip about a 1 year. Mostly, we just go into a time skip 1 year later because the devils hasn't really done anything to actually get the, well, mostly wrath of Issei. At the same time, mostly they've just been unknown to him. At the same time, mostly the school girl population has actually kind of ignored him also. Which is a fucking plus in his side because, well, he doesn't need to deal with the horny bullshit from the girls. That's actually a good thing, in his opinion. But yeah. This is where, well, mostly we go into, well, Issei kind of getting to school. But before getting to school, this is where he gets blocked by a girl named Yuma Mato. Yuma Mato does ask him out, but this is where, well, Issei then looks at her, thinks about it, sees into the future by using the, well, mostly ability to see into the future, mostly the Almighty, but it's not the actual Almighty. But this is where, well, we go into him kind of seeing into the future of Yuma. This is where, well, he sees one of the path of futures. He then grins because he can actually see that Yuma's actually trying to kill him. She's a fallen angel. And it'd be funny just to fuck her over by using the power of, well, imagination, which would be funny. That's where, well, we go into mostly a time skip after school, which mostly Issei just told her that, yeah, after school she'll be fine. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly we go into the time skip of the date. The date went as like original canon somewhat. It just, Issei is not a pervert in this one. He's not entirely a big pervert at all, except for the reason why the girls stopped kind of like talking to him or any of that was because, well, obviously they decided to put him as a pervert. Well, title him as a pervert, even though Issei didn't do one bit of jack shit pervertness. He's just been quite rude and quite aggressive to girls. It was nothing about him being a pervert at all. It's mostly him just telling them to shut up already, stop bothering him, blah blah blah, and yeah. There is no such thing as him being a pervert in any of those like cases. But the girls only label as a pervert because, well, they couldn't really go out with him at all. This is where, well, mostly with that happening, we go into mostly the date between Yuma. Yuma thinks this is just going to be easy to kill the supposed human here, but of course, little till she knows, it's not going to be easy. She is going to die, and all her comrades shall die also. That's where, well, we go into the time skip of mostly the supposed kiss between Yuma and Issei. Like if they were a normal couple. But this is where Yuma says, "Will you die for me?" This is where, well, Issei looks at Yuma and says, "Sure, why not?" This is where Yuma gets caught off guard. And this is where, well, she was confused and says, "Wait, what?" He says it, like I said, "Sure, why not?" This is where, well, Yuma says, "You might be thinking just a kiss, but that's not what you're gonna get." This is where Yuma shows her true body and she's actually fallen. Issei says, "Wow, I didn't expect to see this." Yuma says, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, don't play fucking dumb with me, bitch. I already knew who the hell you were in the fucking first place." "Ah, whatever. Besides, you're weaker than me ever anyway." This is where Yuma glares and says, "I am not weak like a fucking human like you." This is where, well, Issei says, "Ah, but that's what you're wrong there, Yuma-chan. I'm going to show you something. Have you ever heard of imagination?" This is where, well, mostly Yuma says, "Imagination? What the hell is that even supposed to mean right now? You're going to die anyway." "Ha, but sweet Yuma. You should know that imagination is power, and anything that I imagine becomes reality." Yuma was confused until literally, this is what happens between mostly around Issei. So this is what exactly happens. Just guns all appear. This is where it start blasting Yuma, but yeah. Yuma tries to dodge or tries to even use a barrier, but this is where all the bullets just pierces through, and this is where, well, Issei did open one of his eyes to make sure the bullets pierce through. Right now, killing Yuma in an instant. This is where, well, Issei says, "Well, that's pathetic. You fallen angels should come outside also." This is where Donacy, Calowinner, even Mito comes out. This is where they're all scared in an instant, just seeing how Rainer gets easily killed. This is where Issei right now pulls out a gun out of imagination and shoots mostly Donacy in the head, killing him. This is where both Mito and even Calowinner right now panics, and this is where they bow down right in front of Issei and says, "We'll do anything, please don't kill us." This is where Issei says, "Why shouldn't I kill you? Tell me, who exactly sent you after me?" This is where they talk about a fallen angel. This fallen angel is supposedly Cookbill's, like, disciple, while mostly Issei says Cookbill. This is where, well, I'll see. They say, yeah, Cookbill, and this is where, well, Issei say, it sounds like the guy that I killed. This is where Joe Graham says, "It's exactly the guy you killed a while ago." "Ah, I see. Well, this person that I'm now have to kill, what's it called? Uh, Mostly Cookbill's descendant, or whatever the hell he is, I'm gonna kill him." This is where, well, mostly Joe Graham says, "Go ahead then." This is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip. But yeah, a time skip of mostly Calowinner and Mito not dying, but of course they were put as prisoners for Issei, literally under his house. But yeah, not the point. But for right now, I'm getting really tired, and I might just fall asleep later. But yeah, other than that, bye soon. Yeah, I know it's 14 minutes long, but I don't care. Bye.